It's Monday, and that means it's my comic collection day, sponsored and brought to us by True Believer Comics. The focus is always rotating. I wanted to take a little bit of time to give some appreciation to a particular wave that made it a splash back in the 90s. You know, we're all hyped up and remember the great departure of the Big Seven from Marvel to start Image. But during the Image days, we started having their own little facets. You started having Wildstorm, you had Extreme, Top Cow, etc. Everybody building their own little house. But one of the ones I feel really invigorated the industry for many different reasons were the next wave of top artists that started Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger was a subsidiary of Wildstorm and had some great talent behind it. The greatness that is Joe Madureira, Joe Mad, again, we know who he is, J. Scott Campbell, and Humberto Ramos. All three pioneers and definitely changed the game with their art style and art direction, to be quite honest. Their storytelling was the next flip of the switch. So I want to bring some appreciation to the titles that they actually introduced us to. Starting off with Joe Mad. I've talked about Joe Mad many times. I am a huge fan, and he is one of my most inspirational artists, to be quite honest. Battle Chasers. What I loved about the Cliffhanger series was that every book was about adventure, a different type of theme, but it was always an adventurous book. It was fun. It was just nonstop. With Battle Chasers, we had a type of RPG, fantasy world with some dynamic characters, and again, some fantastic, beautiful fucking art. Like Joe Mad was at the top of his game when he was on this book. Every single page, every character, like, look at that. I mean, it's just gorge. That was our first one, right? Then we got J. Scott Campbell with Danger Girl. Danger Girl was a great blend of spy espionage. There's even homages to like 007 within some of the splash pages. But really tongue-in-cheek and so much fucking fun. Now, unfortunately, these series didn't go too long as everybody started getting contracted back by the big two. And it kind of steered away from their attention. But like, if that doesn't look familiar to you, if you're a 007 fan, I don't know what will. But J. Scott's always been able to illustrate beautiful women. But don't get it twisted. His dudes, his action, his eye for details were really shined in this book. And then last but not least, we have Humberto Ramos with Crimson, which was a really cool fucking vampire book with great designs, great themes, great characters. Humberto's art has been phenomenal. I mean, if you remember him from, I think we all know him from his Spider-Man runs, right? Along with some other Marvel titles. He was on a couple of X books. But even here, just gorgeous pages in his style too. All three of them dynamic. You would be able to easily pull them out of a lineup. And I really am curious, if not for Wildstorm going over to DC and being absorbed there, what could have happened with Cliffhanger? What were the future endeavors and ideas that they might have had, and what they could have really dove into had they had the opportunity to expand? I know Joe had started diving into the video game world. J. Scott was being picked up and started doing a lot of stuff with Marvel, and so did Humberto. But their books have a lasting legacy of incredible fun. If you collected the Cliffhanger run, please let me know down below. But what's another one of these really off-the-wall offshoots that you loved and you remember fondly? Let me know down below. Till the next alert, my nerds. Appreciate you.